Hey guys, quick cold altar guide thing for us. First off, phase one, it's pretty simple. We're staying on the star side. We basically never move from the star side the entire time. If you are one of these people, you are primary orb grabbers. This also includes healers to a certain extent too when there's not damage going on. This doesn't mean these people are only doing it. It just means these are the people that should be really, really highly focused on doing them. Obviously, if one spawns in melee, these people should not be taking care of it. It should be a melee person taking care of it. This is more for when orbs start spawning, like on the outside-ish of the room and away from the boss. Okay. Um, Boss will basically be tanked at star the entire time. There's only one time where he won't be, and we'll go over that in just a second. Drop the orbs in front of the boss just like normal. Nothing changes there. Guillotine soak, it will go to this X marker with a blockade on it. There will be soak assignments that are already in the Discord for who is doing what between groups 1 and groups 2. It doesn't have to be in everyone. There is a immune strat for this as well that we could potentially use towards the end of the fight, where you just put people, like 5 people in it with immunities, and it eats all the damage and everyone's fine. Essentially, as soon as it's soaked, you guys are going to gate out. This circle will grow and it'll cover like this much ish of the room. So gate out and then just walk out a little bit of the circle and it'll be fine. That's the only time tanks where the boss will have to move slightly away from star. So like maybe you move over here for a few seconds and then you just replant us back over here. For phase one, ideally we do 4 to 5 orbs at a time. So if we do the first frontal, we do 4, then the next one has to be 5. We will never, ever, ever go to the purple side of the room in phase one. And that's essentially it. There is a chance, depending on what our damage looks like, that when we push, there will be orbs around the room. If that's the case, we just potentially have to hold damage so that we don't, clear 5 orbs, let's say, with a frontal, and then there's still 4 more around the arena, and then we push, and then we extended the dot to night, and after we've already been healing a 5 stack for like 2 or 3 seconds or whatever, right? So those things. There's also the chance that we push and all 9 are up and we just don't get to clear any of them, and we just have to push with a 9 stack as soon as we hit this guy to 0. That's completely fine. It's just a stack darkness AMZ situation. So um, the only other thing to cover about phase one is we are definitely going to get a second fill of the acid in the room in phase one. The boss needs to come back slightly behind star for this as well, just so when the orb drop people put it for the frontal, they have more space so they don't have to fill into this tiny, tiny gap right here. So please make sure we give them space. Okay, so when we go to phase two, boss is the biggest difference from what the normal strategy would be. We will always be taking the boss to wherever the kick-ad spawns. You can see where the kick-ad spawns based off this little teal-green thing in the fight. We'll show it when we go over the boss fight real quick. Ghosts will spawn around Hexlord Malacras, and we will want them to follow us to the kick-ad. So if I am this guy with this fixated, I want to run away until the ghost eventually ends around the center of the room, so like right here. So that way we can blast them and get rid of the frontal. So raid will end right here when we get the boss him to here. Don't forget this is a long cast. We have to interrupt it, but also we don't want to interrupt it until it's like less than 2 seconds remaining on the cast, because every time we kick he jumps around. Tanks, once he starts jumping around, you don't keep moving the boss to him. So if he jumps here, you don't keep moving him and just like keep chasing this guy around the room. You just take him to wherever he is when we eventually get to where he's at, and then you just keep us there for the entirety until the phase resets, essentially. Gloom bombs go to the outside edges of the room. That's why we don't want to take the boss to the outside edge, because we want to leave space for these gloom bombs. Gloom bomb people, you can be fixated and get this gloom bomb simultaneously, so make sure you're paying attention to where your ghost is at while you do this. MCs will always go underneath the boss, no matter where the boss is at. And don't forget, gloom bomb people, when these blow up, you have 3 souls that come out of you that you need to pick up. That is essentially the majority of phase 2. We're going to do this at least 2, if not 3 times. So what this would look like is essentially inverse this. So now this guy would have spawned on the opposite side of the room, or maybe over here, and then the boss just follows here, and we just continue to repeat until we get to intermission. There is one thing to know about pushing to the intermission. We might have to hold dam if this interrupt ad is still alive. We want to hard kill him. And then we need to use the frontal to clear the fixates, and then we will push to intermission. We will definitely, if we have to hard kill this guy, these ghosts will still definitely be alive. That's just the way the fight works. So hard kill this guy, hold damage, clear these ghosts, and then push us to intermission. Intermission, we're just going to make a school circle around Zool. This guy, hit him. Remember, this guy is basically immune. This guy takes 100% increased damage. This is the lust. This is pot. This is roughly 5-ish minutes, so you can pot immediately on pull and then pot for this, and it should be good. With our damage, it might be a little bit less than 5 minutes. We'll just have to see and make changes as we pull. So, we make sure that this guy dies where he's at too. Last big thing that will get people killed, when this guy pushes to intermission, he does a knockback on the raid. So let's say that, I'm this range DPS and I'm right here. When this guy pushes intermission, I'm going to get booped off the entire arena. What we want to do instead is keep this guy wherever Zool died at. Raid moves to the center of the room. That way we get knocked back and then we just start DPSing. Okay. If you are fixated because we failed to clear your ghost at the last frontal of this, you will still be fixated in this. However, it doesn't duplicate the ghost in the intermission. So you want to get MC'd by letting the ghost touch you by staying underneath Zool. You have to do this. I know that sucks for your damage. Just let it get you MC'd for half a second. We will immediately break you out of it. We'll be in Lust. We'll be in CDs. You will not be in there for more than one global. So just make sure you get MC'd underneath Zool. When we get to phase 3, it's essentially repeat phase 1. There's just a few differences. Still pick up the orbs. Boss is going to start at star. Keep doing this stuff by clearing the green balls with the frontals. If we have one of these green orbs spawn on the outside of the room, we are free to leave them. Okay, don't go out of your way to go pick them up. They do ticking damage the more of these that we have up any given time, so we may have to clear them eventually, but if we do enough damage in this intermission, we essentially can just clear any ones that are just not on the outside of the room, and we'll be fine from a healing and DPS check, where it won't get too out of control. The only other thing is if we have a Gloom Bomb location taken up by one of these, then maybe we will need to. So like these ones, because we're eventually going to have to play at purple, like these two, sorry, I'm making a mistake here. These two would probably have to get cleared. But these ones in the corners or on the outside east-west edges, they are going to be fine the entire fight. Entire phase 3. MC is always going to boss still. Once the second set of these green orbs spawn, we will never clear them. We'll just move them out of the way. So let's say like one spawns here. You just want to go and drop it on the outside of the room. That's it. Okay. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's the majority. A lot of the damage of this fight is by using the frontal to clear this and give us this dot. So we're just not going to do that. The second part of phase 3 is when ghost spawn, we're going back to our normal strategy where we're just ping-ponging between star and diamond. You're going to let your ghost chase you until it gets to the center of the room, turn back, look at it, make it stop here, and that's about it. Zool will get a frontal at the same time that fixates occur towards when we get to like the boss is about to die. We need to point his frontal away to one of the east or west sides so that people can pass through the star or purple, depending on which side we're on. I think it's purple to star when that one occurs on. So that they can start getting their ghost to chase them to the center without having to have the frontal block their way of getting to the other side of the room. So, but yeah, entire phase 3, we're either playing at star or we're playing at diamond. There's no in between. There's the guillotine soak back again in phase 1 as well. Same gate strategy that we used in phase 1. So, real quick look at the damage taken. Venom Rupture, this is when we use the frontals to get rid of the green orbs. This is the green orbs just existing in the room. So you can see those are by far the two biggest hits. Green orbs just existing in the room, very, very small hit. So that's why leaving them up in phase 3 once the second set spawns is like completely fine, and the ones that exist on the outer edges, leaving them there is completely fine. Dreadful Presence, we'll see it in the video when Hexlord Malacrast gets a... sorry, this is the... it's the intermission, I believe. Yeah. Whoops, click the wrong thing. Dreadful Presence. No, it's during phase 2 when he gets his shield, I believe, actually. Or just constant taking damage. Whatever, doesn't really matter. That's the second or third hardest hitting ability of the entire phase. It's 100k per tick. it is what it is. It's not that bad. Spirit Erasure. This is just when you touch the spirits in the intermission when they start blowing up, when we're protecting Zool from getting healed from them. And then everything else kind of does no damage the entire fight. So don't really worry about anything too much here. We're going to be pretty big chilling. It's just, you can't really die from damage unless we make a raid-wide mistake. You just have to know your positioning super, super well. So a quick walkthrough of the fight. Phase 1, right off the rip. Boss in the center of the room, we can't move him for a little while. Drop orbs where he was located at because we have the center of the room opened up here. Again, my orb dropping people, this is your job. They're going to clear and get a 4 stack here. So the next one they're going to want to get a 5 stack ideally. This is the guillotine soak. He's going to run away here. This is, again, group 1 would soak this. It's going to cover up just some portion of the room. He is not moving the boss to purple. He is just going to get an orb, get out of the guillotine, and that's it. There's a 5 stack here. This is the second spawn of orbs, I believe. And then, yeah. Or sorry, that was still the first spawn of orbs. This is the second spawn of orbs. So this is why we want to move boss to star, because there's just no space for the people to drop orbs in the center of the room here. And they're going to take a lot of damage if they're stacked like how they are right now. So yeah, just make sure we have good movement here. Clear with frontal, 5 stack, completely fine. So ideally we're going to get 2 spawns of these orbs and then clear them. There was another guillotine that happened right here as well, so this would be a group 2 soak. Essentially group 1, you have to soak once in phase 1, and group 2, same thing, soak once. And then this is going to be them holding damage, so they're going to clear some orbs here, and now they're about to push. They could use a frontal to clear all these, but there's no point. And so they just shoot to the side, push boss, and now they have a 6 stack. This could be us, but with a 9 stack. It's all the same. Same CDs will work. Malacrass, this is where the fight actually gets more difficult for everybody. So fixates go always underneath the boss. We will blows up. It's called Dread March. Do not use Cap Totem for this. As soon as the MCs break, all of these ghosts spawn, and we are just moving to wherever the ad spawns. So if you see this little teal green stuff shooting out of him, that's where we're going. So move the boss to here. Again, do not interrupt like madmen. We just want to interrupt when there's like about 2 seconds left on the cast. Take these gloom bombs to the outside edges, so everyone should be stacked behind the boss if you don't have a gloom bomb here, and how all the ghosts are now completely stopped moving. Also important, using the frontal to remove all of the ghosts here. So we have a ghost, these 2 ghosts right here. That's bad. That's not, these people did this wrong, which they obviously have helpers in here, so that's what's going to happen. And then just repeats. We get MCs, spawns more ghosts, spawns another kick ad. We take the boss to the newly spawned kick ad, and we just continue to repeat this. Gloom bombs go to the outside of the room, pick up your spirits, and then this is the only new thing. After 2 sets of that happening, the boss is going to get a shield, and he does raid-wide ticking damage until we break the shield. Hard DPS, doesn't need CDs, not for heroic, and then we're going to have to interrupt it to stop the cast. It is a lot of healing and a lot of movement, so just be aware. So they're going to get 1 more set of MCs, 1 more set of ghosts with frontals and stuff like that. And then another set of gloom bombs here. They're going to hard kill that kick ad because the boss is about to push. They're going to use this frontal to get rid of these ghosts, and then they're immediately going to push. If we fail to... Oh, tanks, be aware when it's your turn to soak this frontal as well, that ghosts are going to come out. Be aware that if we do not kill this boss by the other boss, it's completely fine. Killing Zool in the center of the room will make it the most likely that they can die at the same spot. It is what it is. It's fine. Again, if you get a ghost on you here, you're still fixated, let it touch you underneath Zul'Jan here. Notice how no one's going out and like going and getting souls to go soak. They're just protecting the boss, letting the souls run into them, and doing big DPS here. So damage amp is going to end. We're going to reset the boss to our star marker here. Notice that even though Hexlord has almost double the percentage of HP, they do not have equal health pools, right? So Zul'Jan, even at 50% less percentage, has more health still. So this would be blue marker. Imagine that's our star. We gather up these green orbs here. Use the frontal to get rid of them. There's also going to be a guillotine soak that happens before the first frontal. So this would be group 1 again. Do this. We'll use the frontal to clear these orbs. Dread bombs come out. Take them to the outer edges. Clear these orbs. And now we're going to get swap to Hexlord because he's going to get that shield on him as well. Break the shield. Get the interrupt. MCs. This will lead into ghost spawning. Use this frontal to clean orbs. And now we go to our purple marker. Just like their purple marker. Let the ghost chase you just like how they do a normal. Let them stop in the center of the room. Dread bombs come out. You can bring green orbs to the center to get rid of them too if you want. Take them away from the dread bomb spots ideally, and nothing more than that. And then we're going to use this frontal to clear everything. So everything's gone. Another pools filling up the room with dread bombs. This is probably the scariest part of phase 3. Because everyone has to be stacked under the bosses except for the 3 dread bomb people that go to the outer edge. At this point, look how low the boss's healths are. We don't care about getting rid of more of those green orbs. Okay, they're completely fine. The raid health isn't really moving all that much. It's super chill. In fact, we'll see he's actually taking a green bomb so that no one can accidentally run into it. Okay, so now we're going to get another shield from Hexlord. We break it. And we're going to get more MCs underneath boss. Now we're taking a lot of damage. This is where things start to get really, really scary. Don't let people get off. And then all of these ghosts are going to spawn. Notice how he doesn't really try to clear any of them with that frontal. He's just trying to make sure the raid doesn't get hit by the frontal. Take the dread bombs wherever, just don't take them on the group. And there is a strategy where you kill Zul'Jan first. It's mostly just to ignore mechanics. So like if you see Bonk Mage gets guillotine on him, but because Zul's now dead, it doesn't actually go off. That's the reason you would kill Zul'Jan before. And now you just have Hexlord, so you just have his mechanics going on, which he does essentially no damage with his mechanics. It's just the MCs. So I think they actually beat the MCs. And that is the entire fight. So please be ready. Lots of movement, lots of coordination. It's really not that difficult, in my opinion. We just have to be ready and understand the strategy completely. Thanks, guys.